Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with baked eggs. That's right. Don't let the generic boring name fool you. This is pretty exciting stuff, and I get tons of food wishes for new breakfast ideas, and this is kind of a breakfast idea, but I actually think I prefer this for like a lunch or dinner item. Regardless, it's eggs baked in a spicy sauce, and here is how you put it together. So maybe the most important ingredient is actually this dish. You need a heat-proof, oven-proof baking dish or ramekin. And of course, these things come in all shapes and sizes, but you're going to want one that will fit 2 eggs comfortably. And then into the bottom, we're going to spoon about 1/4 inch or so of tomato sauce. Now, I'm just using my standard marinara sauce recipe. And by the way, I'm not measuring anything here. That's about, 1/4 cup, 1/3 of a cup. It's just not one of those measuring type recipes. So just make yours kind of look like mine, and everybody's going to be fine. All right, once our tomato sauce is in there, we're going to season it up a little bit. I'm going to put some red pepper flakes. I like it a little spicy. You know that. And I'll also give it a little shot of black pepper, and then maybe a little sprinkling of fresh herb. I have some Italian parsley. If you got fresh basil around, that of course would be great. All right. And then we're going to take a spoon and we're going to do the old trough trick. Take the edge of your spoon and just make a little trough in the middle, a little depression. That's where our eggs are going to sit. All right, once we've done that, we're going to place in our eggs, but be careful. Crack them into a ramekin first, because you can't have any broken eggs in this. So crack it into a ramekin first. You can see if it broke or not. And if it didn't, then you can go ahead and slide it in. So the first one usually goes in no problem. The second one might move a little bit. So if it does, just take a spoon and carefully move it back towards the center, and that is what you're looking for. Once your eggs are in, this is going to get increasingly more and more sexy until it's done. So hang on to your seat, and here we go. All right, first we're going to give it a very, very generous dusting of Parmesan cheese, the real stuff from Italy, Parmigiano Reggiano. Crazy expensive, but worth every penny. So get the good stuff, and we want that finely grated, and we want a good amount of it. Next, we'll give it a little drizzle of olive oil, a couple teaspoons, something nice. And then over that, a drizzling of heavy cream. And by the way, check out that trick. Open the cream, close it back up, and when you tip it over, it acts like a little drizzling spout. Little restaurant trick for you. You probably already knew that. All right, after that glorious drizzling of cream, we're going to season it with a little touch of salt, and that's going to go in a 400-degree oven. Make sure it's preheated for 10 to 12 minutes until it's just set. All right, if you give it a little shake, the only thing that should be wiggling is the yolks and maybe a little bit of the white around the yolks. See that? The yolks should not be runny, which I know surprises some of you. They should just barely be set. The problem is if you leave the yolks runny, you basically get like an eggy tomato sauce. And this is not supposed to be a dish of tomato sauce. It's supposed to be a dish of baked eggs in tomato sauce. And by letting the yolks just get barely firm like this, you have the optimum textural situation. Okay, so to eat this, we're going to take the tip of our spoon and we're going to mix that yolk into that just barely set white. So I'm just going to mix it up like that. I'm not going to mix too much of that cheesy, creamy, tomatoey mixture into it. I'm mostly just mixing white and yolk there. And as we eat this, we'll incorporate that amazing tomato mixture. All right, once I've mixed my yolk and my white together, I'm going to season this up with a touch more salt, a little bit of cayenne, maybe a little more fresh herb. And that is pretty spectacular. And by the way, there's 2 kinds of people in the world. Those that think this looks awesome, and those we don't want to party with. So hopefully you're in the first group. Now, it was awesome on the end of a fork. I couldn't resist tasting. But of course, this is made for toasted bread. It really is just magnificent. By the way, Father's Day brunch idea, this would be great. Dad's not so much into the Eggs Benedict and the, quiche Lorraine. Dad wants a brunch recipe that's got more huevos to it, and this dish has huevos, literally and figuratively. So I hope you give that a try. Head over to foodwishes.com for all the ingredient amounts and more info as usual. And as always, enjoy